Morning students, welcome to my video class. Today I am going to teach you English of class 9. It is your main textbook, Beehive. In Beehive book, in unit 5, there is a poem in page number 65, A Legend of the Northland. A Legend of the Northland is in the form of a ballad, and a ballad is best known as the form for telling story. This poem tells us a story about Saint Peter and a bird named Woodpecker. Now let's start the poem. After finishing the poem, I shall tell you about literary elements used in the poem. Away, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through, where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bear's cubs in their funny furry clothes. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe it's true, and yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. Now it means far away in the northern part of the earth, countries like Alaska, Canada, Greenland, Norway, Finland, and northern part of Russia, that is Siberia and Russia. In the winter, only very few hours of sunshine is there, and nights are so long that one cannot sleep throughout the night. And in those parts, it is snow everywhere, and reindeers, an animal which look like deer, are used to pull the sledges. Sledges are wheelless carriages which moves on snow, where the children of Eskimos cover themselves with hides of animals, furry animals, and due to the fur, they look like bear cubs, and certainly they look funny. People there tell a curious story, very strange story. Although the poetess says that she doesn't believe the story, yet there is a lesson to be learned if we know the story in the poem. Once when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching just as he did, he came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. And being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her from her store of cakes to give him a single one. Now, one day it so happened that Saint Peter, the apostle of Christ, that means disciple of Christ, who wandered throughout the different countries, throughout the earth, different countries, preaching the teaching of Christ, it so happened that one day he reached to a village. There, outside a cottage, he found a little woman. Little woman means a woman with a limited height. That means you can say short height woman. She was baking cakes. making cakes and baking them on hearth. Hearth means oven. Saint Peter was so tired and he was hungry also. So he baked a cake from her store so that he could eat it and satisfy his hunger. Next, look at page number 66 now. So she made a very little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Therefore she needed another and still a smaller one, but it looked when she turned it over as large as the first had done. Now the woman made a very small cake for Saint Peter, but after it was baked, it looked so large that she could not give it away to Saint Peter. She kneaded means kneading is a process where flour is made to cake of flour. She needed another cake, and when that too was baked, it was as large as the first cake. So that also she could not give away. Then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer, but she couldn't part with that. But that too became quite big. That means the third one also. So she said, "My cakes that seem too small when I eat them myself, and yet too large to give away." So she put them on the shelf. She said that when I myself tried to eat my cakes, they are so small, but now I realize that they are so large that I cannot give it to somebody else. That means she was a miser, a mean-minded lady. She herself was ready to eat her cakes, but she could not give it away to somebody else. Next we see, then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. Now, it was natural for anyone, even for a saint, to become angry, as he was very hungry and very tired. He was about to faint with hunger. The woman was baking cake one after another and putting them in the shelf instead of giving it to him. In his anger, he said, "You are far too selfish to dwell in a human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm. Now you shall build as the birds do, and shall get your scanty food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard, dry wood." It means, in his anger, Saint Peter cursed the lady that you are so selfish that you cannot remain in human form. And as you are a human, you have access to food and a comfortable shelter. You live in a cottage where there is fire to keep you warm even in this severe cold weather. Now you no longer remain in human form. You will become a bird, and you will have to make your own shelter, and you will get your food very scanty, very small in quantity, not like now. You will have to bore and bore and bore all day long in hard dry wood. Then only you will find the worms to eat. As soon as Saint Peter spoke these words, the lady changed into a bird, and she lost her power of human speech. Without speaking a word, she went through the chimney, and out of top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. It means, as she was changed into a bird, she could not speak a single word. She flew out of the chimney of her cottage because she was now a bird. Now, last two stanzas. She had a scarlet cap on her head that was left the same, but all the rest of her clothes were burned black as a coal in the flame. This stanza says that there was a scarlet cap on her head, it remained without changing, but rest of her clothes were burned in the chimney, burned as black as coal in the flame of the hearth. And now, after this, every schoolboy in the country has seen her in the wood where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. Now there is the woodpecker bird whose head is red because of the scarlet cap the woman wore, and the bird's body is black because the woman's clothes were burned black. And you can find the woodpecker in the trees till this very day. It means till today, even now, presently you can find a woodpecker in the trees, and she keeps boring and boring in the hard, dry woods to get her food, to break the wood and take out worms to eat. So this is the poem by Forbes Cady, and this is the end of the poem. Now there are some words in the glossary portion. Legend, old traditional story, that means the story which is not proved as history, but it is spoken, it is told from generation after generation and come to us. Saint Peter is a disciple and apostle of Christ. Now, provoke means to make angry. Now let's talk over some literary elements in the poem. Ballad is a story poem, and ballad form is best for telling a story through a poem. Now, the literary elements used in this poem is assonance. Assonance means use of similar vowel sounds, like away, away in the Northland. And we can see a lot of repetition, like boring and boring and boring. They have been used to create effect of the poem. Then there is imagery, like and the children look like bear's cubs in their funny furry clothes. This is imagery used in this poem. Then he came to the door of a cottage where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. This is also example of imagery. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. This is also imagery. It creates an image that a woodpecker came out flying out of the chimney of a cottage. Where she lives, in the last two lines, where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. We all have seen woodpecker boring wood for food, and this line creates imagery of that. And then finally, I would tell about the rhyme scheme of the poem. It is a rule for ballad that the second and fourth line rhyme. like snow's clothes, few through, true you. So the rhyme scheme of the poem is ABCB. Okay, so this is the brief video lesson of the poem A Legend of the Northland. Again we shall meet when I come you with my next video lesson. Thank you and goodbye.